Hello everybody, it's Scary here and welcome back to another deck build and gameplay video. Today's a little bit different with the gameplay. Just going to show you about a 30-second to 1 minute little clip of what something in this deck can do. I'm going to show you some Wukong with this. This is his build. So let's get right into it. So the first thing to do is show you the affinities that I've used, which is growth. Just because you're probably going to be in off lane with Wukong and you need that defensive playstyle to stay alive, just the survivability to not feed, basically. That's the main reason you're in offlane. Do not feed. And then death, which is basically for one card, I think, really. I think you can all guess which one it is that works so well, so let's show you. So first few cards, Coin Master, we all know what that does by now. It just increases your gold every 8 seconds. Cooler Week, very important in offlane to get those last hits. Basic attacks execute enemy minions below 20% max health, so it's a lot easier to get last hits and level up and get your gold. Next is Exoskeleton. Reduce damage taken from enemy heroes by 8. So again, it's all survivability and getting that gold up. Next, 90 move speed when near structures. So it's just so you can jink in and out of those shots with Wukong. He's hard to hit anyway, but with this you're going to be a lot harder to kill. You can run back to your tower, run away from the shot. It's a really good card to use. Next, going into early mid game is Green Spring, 8.4 health regen while out of combat. So when your lane is pushed, you can regen your health pretty quickly, get back up to full health before the next wave comes. So it's a really good card for off lane. Always remember this card, one of my favourite ones for off lane. Next one is Swamp Stalker. Deal 35 bonus basic damage to enemy units without a nearby ally. So this is for mid game when you're not necessarily going to be against on a 2v1 all the time. It's when someone's going to turn to the lane and try and defend it. You're pretty heavy hitting at this stage, so you can take them out if there's no one near them. 35 basic damage is really good, and you get 13 power and 11 attack speed, and the attack speed with Wukong is really important. Next one, just to get the health up, Vital Waters, increase all healing effects cast and received by 15%. So, sorry, with this one, that one, 8.4 health regen, and then you're putting this card on, your health is going to go sky high, 325 health, 6.6 regen, then all that is raised by 15%. So, your health's not going to go down very much, and with his escape, it's going to be regenning all the time while you're escaping, and then you can finally pop out because you've got all that health. So it's a really good card, that. Next is Wound Seeker. Ignore basic armor against critically wounded targets. And Hunter's Blight. Basic attacks apply a blight to critically wounded targets for 10 seconds. So that blight's going to end people. He really wants to play. That blight's going to end people. If you can get those basic hits on them, the health's going to go down very slowly, but it does make a huge difference. It's a really good card to use mid to late game. This people don't expect you to do the damage that you do late on, but it's really good. So I was contemplating using that one, Shadow Dancer, but it takes up a bit too much space. Enter Shadow, playing in game 50 move speed for 15 seconds, because that really complements this one. But what I was doing is going to the river buffs constantly and looking for the invisible buff, and then once you've got this, it's game over. Epic really need to do something with this card. It's too cheap. I think they either need to remove it completely, that's how strong it is, or to make it that expensive that you can't have any other cards and that you have to put all your attribute points into just one, like intellect, because this is a stupid card to have. It's Awaken the Emmerich, Toxic Horde. Convert all nearby minions to your team and grant all nearby minions death touch and drain life. So the clip I'm going to show you after the deck is just of Wukong using this and winning the game. We were behind in the game pretty heavily. We were getting beat, but Wukong just changed it. It wasn't even me. It wasn't even me playing well. It was just this card. That's it. So get this in the deck and you'll see how bad it is, or how amazing it is. Sorry. Next card, Trapper. So basic attacks reduce enemy move speed by 10 for 5 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. At max stacks, root your target for 1 second. Perfect for Wukong, because one thing that really annoys me is when I'm attacking enemies with my basic, they can just run away, and I need something to slow them down, so this is perfect. I also have on my carry build one where the gem where you don't slow down when you're shooting, and it's absolutely amazing. People can't get away. It's perfect. Again, this one, it slows them down so you can kill them. So these last two cards are just in case, and it's very unlikely, just in case Toxic Horde doesn't work and doesn't win you the game, because I think it will once that's in your deck. So into late game, you'll need a lot of health. So this is Unbroken Spirit, heal for 3% max health per second for 4 seconds after being hit by hard crowd control. So this was also in my tank deck as well, just because it gives you a ton of health. Also, it gives you a lot of armour, so get that in your deck for late game. But I think that'll work anyway, so don't worry about it. And finally, a bit of lifesteal, because everyone loves a bit of lifesteal. Vampiric Blade, Overflowing Feast, gain 150% lifesteal for 3 seconds, and that also gives you attack speed, health and power, so that's a really good card. If you're going into late game and Toxic Horde hasn't quite worked because they're defending quite well or they've got wards, these are late game cards that will make you really powerful and a really hard hitter. So let's get on to the gems. I've got gain 5 bonus gold when killing an enemy, so obviously it's all about farming early game with this one as well, and 5% increased gold. Off lane, you're not going to get much of a chance to get last hits, so this build is really to get that gold up where you can. And lifesteal on the third one, 10% lifesteal, 3.5 attack speed. Always increasing attack speed with Wukong, really vital, and a bit of lifesteal. So late game, you are really powerful. 1 in vitality, healing towers, because you're always going to be by your tower in off lane, so gain 2.2 health regen and 1.2 mana regen while near structures. So I think these gems and the cards really complement each other well with the health regen and the attack speed. 2 in intellect, gain 100 shield for 4 seconds when you fall below 25% max health, and 10% bonus experience. So it's all about getting ahead of everyone. Even if you're behind, Wukong has got the ability where he gains more gold, so he's a really good hero, especially for offlane. He's really hard to hit. And late game, you've got Toxic Horde that will honestly win you the game if you use it right, and you make sure you can see enemies on the map and they're nowhere near you. Use Toxic Horde and you'll win the game for your team easily. So that's the build, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I think the gems and the cards really complement each other well. It's a really good build, I think, and I've used it a few times. Won the game pretty much single-handedly with this card here. Colour Week is really good for your early game, and also the vitality attributes are really good for this build, especially with things like Green Spring, which gives you armor and health regen, and Exoskeleton, which is a really early card which reduces your damage. So really good build. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed this. Gonna play some gameplay, just a short one, showing you how Toxic Horde works. It's so dangerous. They had no idea where I was, and before they knew it, all the inhibs were gone. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the deck. Let me know what you think of Toxic Horde, whether you've used it and how OP it is, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the gameplay.